Does it bring closure? I cannot answer that question. I am not a victim's family member. And murder victims' family members are, every single one will have a different answer to that question. Because we're all different. We all experience life different. We all experience trauma differently. There may be some family members who say it does bring it. There are going to be others who say it did nothing. I struggle to understand how 30 years after the fact, taking the life of someone who was involved in a murder, could have been the murderer, could have been an accomplice. You know, it's not always the most culpable that ends up getting the death sentence. That how 30 years later, that act of violence can accomplish what I believe can only be accomplished through the love of Jesus and God through Christ. And I don't believe violence heals in that way. What I do know is the profound awe I'm in and with many family members who work with us or who I know who have been down that road, have lost their child, have lost their parent, have lost their sibling, and have turned, as Sister Helen Prejean would say, turned their face toward forgiveness. Some of them would say they're there, some of them would say they're not there yet, but they are seeking God's help in forgiving, not condoning, not excusing, not forgetting, but forgiving, meaning letting go of the need to hit back, the need to strike out, whether that be physically or metaphorically, and giving that over to God. And when you see those people, when you are in their presence and hear their stories, the difference, not only spiritually and mentally, but physically in their living, it's such a difference. And which is why forgiveness is not really for the person being forgiven. It's for us. It's freedom. Charlie Strobel, whose mother was murdered here in Nashville in 1986, he calls it the miracle of forgiveness, that it is gift. You turn yourself toward it, you pray, you search, you open yourself as much as you can. And then when it comes, it's gift, because it is miraculous. I've said, Jesus walking on water, great. Jesus turning water to wine, great. Nothing touches the miracle of seeing a mother who buried their child say, I no longer feel anger toward you. I've forgiven you, and I don't want to see you suffer. To me, that is the ultimate miracle. And I've seen it. And when you're in the presence of it, it's holy and it's beautiful, and it doesn't. I think that for me the important thing, it doesn't minimize anything. It doesn't minimize anything about what has happened and the profound brokenness and devastation. But it simply shows that through God's grace, even that can be redeemed and made into something that can change the world.